So thanks for doing this today.
Pleasure.
I guess maybe you want to start just telling us a little bit about who you are, what you do, where you're based.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
Okay, my name's Kel-Leigh and I'm the head designer and owner of Kel-Leigh Couture. I'm based here at East Gosford and I've been doing bridal couture for about 14 years. And basically, in a nutshell, I design and custom make high-end wedding gowns. And we also have a ready-to-wear collection as well, but brides will come to us if they want something really different and unusual and something made specifically for them.
Awesome, okay. So I guess that the idea of today was to give brides a little bit of an idea of what to expect when they're ordering a gown. So I might talk a little bit more about your couture first and just get a bit of an idea of what's involved with that. So when would a bride normally come and see you? Is it sort of straight after they book their reception, or is it when they're 5 years old and they've got their eye on their dress?
I think most girls have their ideal dream wedding gown when they're 5 years old. Generally we say as soon as they do get engaged, it is good if you're going to go down the road of a couture gown to come and see us straight away. At the moment we're working on a 12-month lead time, so because our couture gowns, we have a lot of handwork, everything's done by hand, it does take time. Lacework, beading can take months to accomplish. We can work on a 6 to 8 month time frame, it just depends on the amount of work that's involved. So generally we ask girls to come and see us pretty much straight away.
Right.
And then that way they don't have to worry about their gown then, and it's getting created in enough time and it's not a rushed gown.
So you'll actually find that some brides will book you even before the reception or their place of their ceremony?
Absolutely, yeah.
First stop?
Yep. We've had girls who've come into the store on a Saturday and they got engaged on Friday night. So we've had that many times. We've had girls who have come in on sales and booked gowns and haven't actually been engaged yet.
Is
so,
that,
yeah,
is that right?
I
Really?
think a wedding gown's a big part of.
So that would scare some guys.
Yeah, I think so.
So in that initial appointment, is that so that they phone up or they're just walking off the street? How does that work?
Some girls do walk in off the street because they just want to have a look and get a feel. A lot of girls will ring up. And then we generally make a private appointment for them. So they will come into the store, they'll sit down with myself, and then we'll talk about their needs and what sort of style, what sort of look that they're going for, and type of fabrics. And some girls will come in and have no idea what they want, and that's where we step in with our training and everything like that and show them exactly what would work well with them. And then once they've decided on that, they would then book their gown and the whole production process would begin.
Okay, so just tell me, so when most of the girls come in, do they have like magazine cutouts, or they say, yeah, I like it just off the shoulder, I want to have this style of back, or how does that work, or do they just go to the racks and see things?
I find that most girls, when they do come in, have an idea of what they want to wear. And most girls know their own body and know what do look good on them, so they are choosing along the lines of correct style. Then you get the other minority group who come in and have no idea. They have no idea where to start, they don't know what will suit them, and again that's where our training and expertise will come in and will help them find their right gown. And it could require just trying a few different styles on off the rack, but most girls come in with magazine clippings or big folders, big boxes. We've had girls with big binders come in with all different ideas, so and then we're just sort of trying to create a special look just for them.
Okay, so once you've got a bit of an idea of the style they're going to go with, is it then a matter of sort of starting to do some drawings, or do they go away, or do you do something with them then? How does that part work? At
that first consultation, I will sit down and I'll talk to the bride a little bit first and just find out about where the wedding's going to be, what she's like. Is she athletic? Is she sporty? Is she not a girly girl? Because there's no use putting an athletic tomboy in a big frou-frou gown. Sure. So I find out a little bit about her and what she likes, and what her vision for the wedding is. And then we will sit down and usually I do a few sketches just through ideas while we're talking. And then she'll sort of say, yeah, that's what I love, or just I like the top of that skirt off this one, and then we'll re-sketch again. So during that whole consultation, she will walk out with an idea or a dress on paper. She'd have chosen fabric colours, choices, textures, and then she's given a quote, and then it's up to her. She's got time to think about it then.
Wow, cool. Okay, so with that first appointment, so you've done some sketches and things like that. So is that sort of an hour and a half, 10 minutes?
It can usually we block off an hour to an hour and a half. Yeah. But those girls who come in who have no idea what they're after, we will block off a 2.5 hour appointment, because then we will bring in gowns and get them to try styles on, see what they feel comfortable in. The girls who have no idea, it can be a little bit overwhelming, so we try and take as much time as we can with those girls.
Okay.
In general, an hour and a half is what an appointment would take.
Okay. And how often do the girls come in with an idea that just is not going to work or is not right for them? Does that happen often, or is that just an occasional thing?
I would probably say it's an occasional thing. And again, that's where I suppose they're coming to us, because we know we will give honest opinions. And if it's not quite going to work, we would try and steer them in another direction. And maybe still keep the idea or the concept that they're wanting to run with, but just to choose something that's a little bit more appropriate for maybe their body shape or the type of wedding. There's no use getting married on the beach with a great big ball gown.
Sure.
But ultimately, at the end, it is the bride's choice, and we try and guide her the best we can.
Yeah, okay. And so with that first appointment, it's a good idea for them to come with someone else, like mum or mate of honour, bridesmaid.
We generally recommend to come with one other person. 2 other people is okay. Too many, it's too many opinions. I do try to limit the amount of people that do come to that fitting, because it's a lot of decision making, and I think sometimes brides can be a little bit persuaded off track and may end up booking something that's not quite what they had in mind. So we always say bring in 1-2 other people who will give you an honest opinion, but still allow you to express yourself as an individual.
Sure. So that after that first appointment, you've got some drawings, you've got some ideas. So what's the next step? Have you already picked fabrics then, or actual styles, beading?
Yeah, we've gone along the lines of this is the type of beading, this is the type of fabric that we would choose. Most girls don't know about fabric, so again, that's where I would come in and select a fabric and say this is what would hold well, this is what would work well with the type of gown that they're having.
Sorry, Kel, I don't know fabrics either.
Okay.
I just know silk.
Yeah.
So obviously there's silk and there's silk, is there? Or
generally in couture, we will only use silk. So silk is obviously a natural fibre, and then you have your ready-to-wears, which we have made in polyester, which are your cheaper versions of fabrics. Silk, and being couture, is high-end, so we wouldn't use anything other than that. It's a natural fibre, so it'll breathe, it'll hold beadwork, it would just hang nicer and look better, and it's quality. When girls are buying a couture gown, they're buying luxury and they're buying quality, and that's why we would use silk.
Is there different types of silk, or is silk?
No, there's different types of silk. You have girls who want a real soft, flowy dress. You have silk satins, silk chamois, silk crepes. Those girls who want a little bit more of a structured gown, you would have silk dupions, silk duchess, that are a little bit more heavier. There's hundreds of different silks.
You're showing off now. You totally lost me.
Usually when you see it, you know.
And they're all white.
Not all the time.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Again, girls say to me, I would like a white gown, and then we pull out the colour cards of whites. It's not just white or ivory. There are shades of white, shades of ivory, shades of naturals, and it can get a little confusing. Okay. Again, let us choose the colour that's going to complement the bride's skin the most. So.
Okay, right. So that's what you're looking at with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Most girls will sort of say, well, I want a white dress. And we're going, okay, well, with silk, it's not as bright, as blue white as a polyester, but you can get a milky white, you can get a creamier white, and then we'll decide which white will suit best to the bride. And she's obviously paying us. She's more than happy for us to use our professional opinion there and guide her in the right colour choice.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so all that sort of stuff will get discussed at that first appointment?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep, we cover a lot of ground in that first appointment.
Wow.
I mean, the key to me is that bride walks out knowing exactly what she can get, what she can have, what's available for her, the total cost, and then it's up to her to decide whether that's the road that she wants to go down. Okay. So the more information we give, the better.
So I'll get to cost in a little bit, but so when you do come up with that initial cost, if they say, if they think, well, it's a little bit more than I wanted, so then you can start doing some trimming with styles or fabric types. Yep. Beading.
Absolutely. Beading is obviously, beading and lace are the 2 highest cost factor, because beading is so time consuming, and the laces that we use are extremely high quality, so therefore we might need to choose something that's a little bit more within budget to keep the price down.
Okay.